Hi, I'm Megan McIntyre, Z-Girls Director of Programs, and I'm going to tell you a little story that a parent was talking to me this week, and she said, my daughter is really afraid to sign up for this basketball camp. And so I asked her, tell me more. And she said, well, I'm afraid that I'm going to be the worst person at camp. And even silly little drills like a crab walk, her daughter was afraid that she was going to come in last. So this parent was asking me, Megan, what would you say? And so 3 points if your daughter is feeling afraid or maybe hesitant to not register for camp because she's going to be last or she's afraid she's the worst one in the camp. Number 1, remind her that it's not always about winning. You don't have to be the best in camp. And even though our society puts a lot of value on winning, that's not what it's about. Number 2, remind her to compete with herself. So much we're competing with other people, but encourage her to be better than herself yesterday. Get 1% better than she was last year at camp. Number 3, remind your daughter that she does not have to be motivated by fear. Something silly that I like to do is to name my fearful self, because we all feel afraid sometimes. So for me, I like to call Megan the mega monster when the fearful Megan is coming out. Or maybe your daughter's name is Frances. You could call her Fearful Franny or Scaredy Cat Kate. And we do this not to make fun of ourselves, but instead create some distance, some space between ourselves and our thoughts. That it's helpful for me to recognize that no, Mega Monster's not going to run my life today. Number 4, give an example from your daughter's life that is a person who has faced fear, or maybe an unassuming example of somebody that's done that same activity. The same parent came to me and said, I was talking to my daughter about Z-Girls summer camp, and she was afraid of river rafting. She saw river rafting on the list and thought, no way can I do that. I've never done that before. So this parent told her daughter, you know what? Grandma, who can barely walk, loves river rafting. She swears by it. And so her daughter looked at her and said, really? Grandma loves river rafting? Okay, if she can river raft, I can river raft too. So maybe there's someone in your daughter's life that you can give that example. Maybe it's an example of your own life in which you've been scared, but you've acted courageously. Which reminds me of one of our Z-Girls slogans, which is where courageous girls belong. And sometimes people misinterpret this. They think, man, I have to be courageous before I enter Z-Girls summer camp or Z-Girls programs. However, that's not what we mean. We all feel scared. We as adult mentors even feel fearful of getting on that river raft. But yet, what we mean by this is that we're choosing to live our life courageously. We're choosing to be brave even in times where we feel scared. So if you have a daughter that's 11 to 14, I encourage you to sign her up for Z-Girls Summer Camp today. Spots are filling up. We're going to have an amazing time. I will be the camp director, and it's going to be so much fun. So hopefully she chooses to live courageously and live bravely and sign up for summer camp today.